down a little bit. All righty. Hello, Miss Worm. All right, so I'm live. Oh, good morning. We're kind of excited. And some news. And oh my goodness. Well, somebody wants to say hello. So, all righty. Oh, hi, buddy cat. Oh my goodness. Well, hello. You wanted to say hello to Miss Worm? Yeah? Did you? Oh, you want to type something? Okay. All right, what are you typing? You can't, oh, you don't even need to look at the keyboard. Very good. All righty. Type. Okay, well now, don't forget to hit send. All right, well, you're trying to help me. You're trying to help me. Oh, there you go. That's a good kitty. What a nice thing to say, all on your own. Yep. What a nice thing to say. I know, touch typing. She's been on there, been taking lessons from Rocky, I think. Yeah, I think she's been taking lessons from Rocky. Yeah. So she already fed her. Yeah, I already fed you. You just wanted to come in and get some loving. So we have a nice little lineup today. I had some subscriber give me a really good idea, which I think is going to be most beneficial. Yes, it is. It'll be most beneficial. Okay. So back out. Go get some mice. I go my shirt. There you go. So she's got some claws, I'm telling you. So welcome to MacBean Scottish Fitness. I had to run this through the wash real quick. I don't want to wear everything that I purchased. So I put the t-shirts online and also took them to the gym. Now the 15 I've ordered. I think I've sold half of them already. So I'll have to make another order. What I'm probably going to do is have this batch made without sponsors. If I'm sending this one, not the husband in North Carolina. He is on, and he's a very strong young man. Him and his friends definitely put the time into the gym all the time. They're posting their workouts. He has been competing in the USPA, and he's been doing wonderful. And I hope to go down there, see if I can sneak down there in August, do a competition with him. It'll be hard to tell, but we'll find out. So I'm getting that in the mail. Maybe. Stick it first, and then we can cut it. Happy to have a sharp knife. Remember, it's a dull knife that you cut yourself with. Never a sharp one. I'm like, well, that don't make sense. Well, you're sitting there, and it finally goes through, and then, oh, there goes my thumb. No fun. So I've got my mail going, t-shirt going to Desmond out in North Carolina. Mail a check out to the person who did my shirts. I was there and I forgot to sign the check. That was embarrassing. So I just told her to tear out mail it over and out because it only cost me about 60 cents to mail it. It will cost me about $5 in gas to drive out there. So today on the lineup, we have a few things. First of all, we're going to try the Mountain House breakfast skillet. Yeah, thank you. It's as close to Scottish blue as we could find. So I actually had a Julie in the gym. She goes, I would like one of these in blue. She already had bought two from me. That's okay. So I got with Terry, who does them for me, and I said, let's make a batch in blue. And I'm getting really, really popular feedback on that. even though I didn't let this one dry enough to get unwrinkled. But chances are the picture quality is not good enough to notice that. So if you're new in the chat, thanks for coming in. We're going to talk about nutrition. And we're going to hook up a breakfast skillet. Let's talk about its nutrition. So 2 servings per container, that's one of me. 510 calories, so that's about halfway where I want to be for breakfast. I'll get the rest of the way with the Fairlife milk. Saturated fat, 7 grams. Cholesterol, pretty high. Unfortunately, this is not a healthy food. I'm starving, and thank God I have this because it's good until February of 2052. So that's what these are for. What I'm going to do is I did the biscuits and gravy, I think a week or 2 ago. Now I'm doing the breakfast skillet to see how it tastes. If I like it, I'll buy more. This was actually about $2 more than the biscuits and gravy. And let's see if there's a reason why. It does have 46 grams of carbs. It has 4 grams of dietary fiber. Protein, 28 grams, so a good amount of protein. 45% of the vitamin D need, 20% of the calcium, 20% of the iron, and 15% of the potassium. What did they put in their ingredients? Potatoes, sausage crumble, potato starch, bell pepper, garlic powder, and white pepper. So these are pretty easy to do. Doesn't take long, so I'm gonna wait a little bit in my chat before I do it. Here's my lineup of tuna. So I went to the store and got lots of different tunas. I even managed to find a bumblebee, which I haven't seen in a long time. Then I compared and contrasted the nutritional values of each one to see which ones are a better deal. If you're just doing the chat, feel free to pop in and say hello. Let everybody know who you are. I like to have chat amongst ourselves when we're here. So besides the mountain house that I'll be making here in a little bit, I picked these up at the grocery store. I have my lineup of tunas. Now, hey Randy, getting the canner set up for my chicken veggie soup. That sounds good. So I did find some bumblebee tuna. I think you're the one that asked. So we have the cheapest one, Starkist chunk like tuna. Whether it says Starkist, whether it says chicken of the sea, whether it says great value, or whatever store brand. This is usually the least expensive way you think to buy tuna. Is it? We'll find out. Some of you already know. 6 pints plus some back in the fridge for me. Very good. Good morning, Steve. How we doing? And I don't know if PD-T is going to be popping in on that, but he sent me a message on something I can do for my Vertigo, which I really appreciate. It's called the Epley Maneuver. It seems really simple. I did it a little bit last night. I couldn't do too much because I didn't get home until 1:30 in the morning because I work 10-hour shifts on second shift. But I did it this morning, and I'm really hoping it's going to work out. Basically, it's a really non-surgical, really easy thing to do. It only takes about 5-6 minutes of your time to get rid of the crystals in your inner ear. Split pea soup. All right. I don't think I've ever had split pea soup. I like peas. I just don't know about pea soup. So the next one on the list is solid yellowfin tuna in extra virgin olive oil. This is the most tasty form. I really like these. So what I do is I usually do a can or 2 of these. When I take it to work, I eventually will basically get rid of these completely for the most part, or I will just use these for like tuna casserole or tuna helper only. Then since I was there, they had one where they have a solid yellowfin tuna with lemon dill. So a little bit more flavor. Did it change the nutrition? It did, surprisingly. After that, I have Genova Albacore tuna in olive oil. So albacore is a different type of tuna, and we'll talk about how its nutrition is. Got bumblebee, solid white albacore. I got star-kissed, chunk white albacore tuna, which is different from the solid white albacore. So this is chunk, and that's solid. Then I also have a Genova yellowfin in olive oil. That was about all the variety I could find, which was quite a bit. And I figured, hey, buddy, beat down, how you doing? Somebody must have caught him lurking. There he is. Morning, everybody. So I've been trying to work my schedule during the week with 6 hours of sleep. I get to bed by 2, I'm up by 8. And I sleep pretty solid, so 6 solid hours is really beneficial. So let's talk about the difference of these. So when you look at chunk light tuna, you have 160 calories, 9 grams of total fat, 20 grams of protein. Supposedly this is the cheapest one. Oh, one thing is all these other fancy ones, the lady at the store, she charged me $1.68 for all of them. I don't think she just wanted to go through with them. So she scanned one, which was $1.68, and did the rest of it at $1.68. And I'm telling you, that was the only one that was that inexpensive. The other ones ran from $1.68 to about $2.22, I think. Probably save a little bit of money. All right. Next down, the Star-Kissed Solid Yellow has 70 more calories. So 230, has more total fat, 13 grams, and 29 protein. So this really costs equivalent to that, and it's better tasting. If you add the yellow dill to it, you lose about 30 calories, you lose 3 grams of total fat, and you got 28 grams of protein. So 1 gram difference, not a big difference. If you go to Geneva Albacore in olive oil, it's very similar, 220 calories, 11 grams, 29 grams of protein. So the white albacore and the yellowfin seem to have the same high protein content. Jumping down to the bumblebee, solid white albacore, only 130 calories, only 1 gram of fat. So really, I would call this, if I'm going on a diet, 1. But it also has 29 grams of protein. So health-wise, the bumblebee wins the whole thing. So when you look at health-wise for having less calories, but still getting the same amount of protein and really reducing the fat, the bumblebee solid white albacore is the best deal for nutrition on a diet. So I will buy more of that next time in Walmart. Matter of fact, let me put a little note there. Buy more. Because I am trying to get down to my summer weight, whatever that might be. All right, the Star-Kissed chunk white tuna is only 100 calories, only 1.5 grams of fat, so very much like the bumblebee, but 22 grams of protein, so 7 grams less. So far, bumblebee is the winner. The Genova yellowfin, similar to the Star-Kissed in both calories, 210 versus 230, 11 grams versus 13. And you got that same 29 grams of protein. And then the solid white albacore Star-Kissed is 180 calories, 8 grams of fat, and 26 grams of protein. So you look at the best dollar value, it is the Star-Kissed yellowfin because it tends to be a little bit less than a Genova. And if you look at, hey, I'm on a diet, but I still want to get the high protein and reduce the fats, then it is the bumblebee solid white albacore. There is a difference between solid and chunk. And of course, it's wild caught. So that means that the people on the boat were really wild and drinking a lot. I don't know. That's probably not what it means. So let me catch up. I looked it up. I didn't know it was called that. So I need to scroll up and catch up in the chat. So we got soup from Randy. Sounds good. Might be in Missouri, Randy, come Memorial Weekend. Just saying. You want to trade some soup for t-shirts. Steve Lyons, hello. Body Beatdown Mornings. Miss Worm looked something up. She didn't know what it was called that. I don't know what she looked up. It's an acquired taste, but I love it with ham. I've heard that. I just don't think it was ever served when I was a kid, so I don't have any experience with it. Laying down to pass out for a bit. I know you got to get that sleep schedule figured out there, Michael. Me too. I never looked at the protein before. You usually get the fat and sugars, right? So if you want the best of both, where the fat and sugars are very low, the calories are low, and the protein is very high, your white albacore, solid white albacore is your best deal. And it seems like Bumblebee has the best one, or at least they lied the best. Just figured out my food prepping theme. Lots of dried veggies, meats, broths, and bouillons to make nourishing soups with. Oh, that sounds good. And I am going to have to get a dehydrator this year because once the garden starts producing, I have to really start dehydrating a lot of stuff. The What's It Maneuver, Epiley, by Dr. Epiley. So, I tell you, it could just be psychological, but I do feel better. But I also was feeling better yesterday in my workout. I was able to go up 315 pounds with very, very little dizziness, where before 185 is where I had to stop. I literally had to hang on the bar and wait about 2 minutes before I could stand up. Well, it turns out that this crystal's in her ear. I'll be very happy. Now, I wasn't going to have a live chat on Thursday because that's when I was told I had my appointment, and that was on my appointment card, and that's what I was told verbally, and that's when I had my appointment card. And I got a call from a number that, well, I didn't really know who it was, but it sounded like an in-town number. So when I got to work, I listened to the message, and they say, "Oh, you missed your appointment. It was on Tuesday." I called them back. I said, "Well, no, it was not on Tuesday. It was on Thursday," and she apologized. She gave me the wrong information. And now I got to call them in the morning, and it's going to be after a chat, after I go to the post office, to see about if I can talk to the doctor verbally, because otherwise he rescheduled me for the 17th. And there are some things I want to talk about to him. I said, their vertigo is one thing, but by the 17th, I may have it already figured out. So things that you have to deal with when you're dealing with the doctors. I'm sure everybody. Yeah, you can write rice or pasta to the soup. Absolutely. Be right back. Got to go make some tea. So I just had my coffee. I don't have it every morning, but working these 10-hour shifts, I find it pretty easy. The nice thing is on a 10-hour shift, the last 2 hours go by real quick. The only thing I'm missing out is on about 2 hours of sleep. But when I did get off at 11, I probably stayed up till at least midnight before I headed to bed. And now pretty much about 1:45, I'm heading to bed. So 6 one, half a dozen the other. Another thing I looked at is I was told by my friend, to get healthier, that I need to eat a lot more vegetables and that. And I have a problem with vegetables. I do like vegetables. And I used to be in the habit of eating a lot of them. When I worked before, I would take a Tupperware bowl this size full of lettuce, tomatoes, green peppers, cucumbers, celery, carrots, anything else I could pull out of the garden. And I shredded down to 222 pounds. Right now I'm about 238. I was up at 262, so I am feeling back to my old fighting. Shelly smiled to the group. So I know when I get down below 240, I can move faster, less dealing with stairs and things like that. Ark Wildman Survival, good morning. One of these days I'm gonna take a walk in the woods when the weather gets a little better and see if I can find some mushrooms, but I'll probably do a quick video and send them to you and tell me, can I eat these? I think I know what morels look like, but then sometimes they have those ones that look just like them. And I read too many stories of people going out and picking wild mushrooms and having them for dinner and then died. So I kind of stay away from that. But I do enjoy your walks in the woods and pointing out certain plants that are edible and that. 280 pounds here. Okay, how tall are you? I'm 6'4", so even at 262, I didn't think I looked too bad when I looked this way. When I went this way, I'm going, ooh, what does the baby do? So I got rid of that. And it's pretty much, I think if I get down to 222, the gut will be gone. I mean, it's not too bad. And Mrs. Scottish Fitness doesn't particularly care when I get that lean. 6'3", okay, so you got the height, but if you go off those charts on the internet, you and I should weigh about 170 pounds. So I don't ever go off those charts because they've lost their mind. A friend of mine sent that to me and said, well, here's the chart. I said, don't send me those charts from the internet. They're ridiculous. Oh, that's proven science. Yeah, no, it's not. Just like the COVID vaccine was proven science. Just like climate change. Well, I won't get into that. But anyway, it said I should weigh somewhere between 152 pounds and 205. All right. I could say a 205 if I wanted to be, at 3% body fat in a bodybuilder. I told her, I said, darling, I love you. You're a great friend, but that's not going to happen. I said, I might get down to 2.25. And if I can get down to 220, I can compete in a weight class I've never competed in before. So that might be kind of funny. But yeah, at 280, I mean, basically, as long as you're active, and it sounds like our wild man you are. I mean, you're out in the woods all the time, walking around and that. And I've seen some very skinny, unhealthy people. Yeah, I'm skinny. So I mean, there's a lot of definitions of health. And remember, if you are trying to change your health, do it slow, small steps over a long period of time. Crash diets are not a good idea, in my opinion. Anytime you sit there and do something drastic to your system, I don't think it has very good long-term effects. Matter of fact, I think it has very bad long-term effects. Like I said, I told you about my uncle who lost about 70 pounds in a short period of time. He died 10 years before his. So who has vertigo? That's me. So Randy, I've been having a ratio of my workouts, especially when I lay down and do the flat bench. When I get up, I had to grab the bar because I was so dizzy. 192 is ideal for a 6'4" man. And that's probably, but I carry a lot of muscle mass, a lot more than most people. So I'm really thinking at 2.25 is probably as low as I'd want to go. At 2.25, my six-pack shows back up. I mean, I've always had a six-pack. It's just well insulated right now. But I don't think I'll drop down to 192. Your face starts skinnying up. Yeah, I just don't think it's good. Yeah, Steve. So Steve, I had PD space T. I think I know who he is, but I'm not gonna. I don't use his names unless they use them. Tell me about the Epley Maneuver. And I guess what you get is crystals in your inner ear that cause the misbalance. Because, and that's probably a good idea too, Randy. That, cause the dizziness. So it was like getting worse and worse because I wasn't doing anything about it. But yesterday it didn't feel as bad. Today doesn't feel as bad either. Granted, every time I'm going up and downstairs, I make sure I got a hold of the handrail, just in case. And then on my workout yesterday, I was able to go up to much heavier weights. I even had a young lady spot me on the lighter weights, just in case the vertigo did get too bad. I wanted that for safety, and I figured having a pretty young girl in my videos might get me more views. It didn't work. But anyway, I do appreciate Lainey helping me out on that. And then for the heavier weights, I went and got one of the other young kids. I got Kristen and AJ to help me out with that when I got to the heavier weights. Promote healthy drainage, and if the culprit will help. Thank you, appreciate it. So I'll be doing that too. So, and I'll be doing that Epley Maneuver, which is basically you lay down real quick. 30 seconds later, you turn your head to the right 45 degrees quickly. 30 seconds later, you turn it 90 degrees to the left, and then you roll over to the left, and then you stand back up, and you turn it all around, and that's what it's all about. So it's very easy, and now we're getting older, I need to work our legs more. Well, I went on that hike where I went 2.62 miles with a 10-pound backpack on me, and I'm feeling it in the legs this morning. Celtic Prepper, how we doing? Good morning. So I'm really happy about the advice, Randy. Thank you very much. I'll be doing that along with the Epley Maneuver. See if I can get rid of this vertigo because it's really was bothering me. It had me concerned. Now it's starting to go away. I'm not as concerned, but I am still going to talk to that doctor, even though they put the appointment at the wrong time. So the next thing I want to talk about before I make Mountain House is the nutritional value of the vegetables I've been putting together. So I did a short video on that. I actually had to really hurry up because time I went to did my morning stream, did the things around the house I needed to do, went to the gym twice. I went there the first time and had a good workout. Good morning, Celtic Prepper. And then I went to the store and bought a bunch of vegetables and some other things, which I showed. I got the Mountain House. And I got back and I had just about enough time to sit there and get my lunch ready. Right, especially as you get older. You're correct, Randy. And I would get that from time to time. The problem was I had this constant dizziness, just kind of there in the background, just saying something's not right. And when I get that way, I if I can't answer it myself, I tend to go to a doctor. I don't go often, but this is one of the ones. And plus, I wanted all the blood work done. So I did have a guy ask me about, what my last blood work was and what the results were on like cholesterol and testosterone. And I gave you my cholesterol one. They didn't test for testosterone. I didn't ask them to. I didn't really see that was irrelevant. Or there's something in that test that maybe correlates with it. I just don't know. But these days and age, when you have all these tests, you go to my chart and you can look at all the results, which is kind of cool. So I chopped up celery, green peppers, mushrooms, carrots, and cucumbers yesterday. And I ate that big glass bowl, and it was really good. Yeah, instead of sitting straight up, come from the side, I think the science is the culprit. Do you have drainage? So good analogy. I did have a lot of drainage. If you remember, for that 6 or 7 weeks where I was coughing all the time, even doing my chats, and I had a lot of drainage. And now I have drainage, but it's not like it used to be. It almost seems like the sinuses are naturally only outputting about a third of what they usually do, which is another thing I want to talk to the doctor about. So you kind of start analyzing things. The one thing I didn't want to do is go online and go, oh my God, I'm going to die. But celery. So 1 cup of celery, which I usually had a cup full, has 14 calories, so not a lot of calories. This is why it's a great diet food, as you will burn more calories digesting this food. It has 3 grams of carbs, low dose of Valium. Yeah, I would probably pass. It's got 1.6 grams of fiber. It's got a lot of antioxidants, which are great for you. Potassium, calcium, folate, Vitamins A, C, and K. Green peppers, half cup worth, which I usually had that, is 15 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and it has actually a gram of protein. I understand a lot of vegetables do not have protein. It has vitamin B6, vitamin C, vitamin K, vitamin A. It also has folates and it has potassium. Mushrooms. This was baby bellows I got. 21 calories. 3 grams of protein. So mushrooms have a lot more protein. And 3.1 carbs. Calcium, vitamin C, selenium, chlorine. A lot of antioxidants. It can prevent cancer, diabetes, and it promotes heart health. So mushrooms are good for you unless you're allergic to them. Carrots have most calories, 25 calories, 6 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, has a half a gram of protein, so not a lot of protein, but there's some there. Beta carotene, which is good for your eyes. K1, potassium, it can lower your cholesterol and improve eye health. Cucumbers, last one on my list. 30 calories. So it actually has the most 6 carbs. So it has the most calories and carbs, 3 grams of protein, 2 grams of fiber, vitamin C and K, and magnesium. And magnesium, if we remember our notes, is involved in over 600 body chemical reactions. So when the total calories I have with the vegetables is 30, 55, 76, 81, 95 calories. That big bowl was less than 100 calories, but lots of good nutrition. Chlor tabs, a low dosage sinus pill you can take daily to keep the sinuses flowing. Does not make you sleepy or weird feelings. Chlor tabs. I will have to look that up. Da-da-da. Next time in the old. Oh, also, little note. I went to the local. Used to be a big R, then it was a stock and field. Now it's a RP, kind of like one of those outdoor hardware stores. And I've always buy Levi jeans, 505s. And I said, at work I'm getting them pretty dirty. I want to go out and get some cheap jeans. So I went there and I found some jeans in my size. I grabbed them, but they weren't marked. I said, how much are they? I said, they're $69.99. I said, okay, I'll take them back. Because I get the Levi's on Amazon from time to time, anywhere from $30 to $35. In that price range, I always get a pair. So I went and bought me a different color one in the right size this time. Because the kids had me taking Mama out for a scavenger hunt on Mother's Day weekend. So I wanted something a little comfortable, a little nicer to wear. So I got them in black. I'll wear these with my cowboy boots. And I'll have a nice cool dress shirt on, my cowboy hat. And Mom and I will go out and hit the town. So that's that. I haven't tried them on yet, so I'll keep the bag. And the last time I ordered those, I ordered the waist size 4 inches too big. And that made a difference. So these are the new design shirts. I still have some of the older designs, which I can still do. So here's design 1 in the gray, still the same 90% cotton. And then here's the new one where I added the name MacBean. So I do have some old inventory in various sizes. If you're interested, let me know. And I will sell these for reduced cost. On these, If you're not in Europe, I will ship them to you for $20 total. I got 1, 2. Just email me at scottishfitness@gmail.com with your mailing address so I can ship it to you. I take PayPal, or you can mail me a check directly, which I would give to you once you email me. So I still have a bunch of these shirts. Never been worn. If you're interested in them, great. If not, no big deal. But I think this is the design I'll go with unless I get requests. And then I'll do the gray. My first batch is almost sold. Once I go to the nutrition place, he will probably buy about 3 or 4 off of me because I have his logo on there. Then the next batch I'm going to make, I think I'm going to make without the logo because it saves me some money on that. All right, so I have the water already set. So you use old microwave to get it hot. So basically, real easy to make the mountain house. So tear open package at tear box, remove and discard oxygen absorber. But remember, I'm saving those. And I'm going to see if I can reuse them. I just need to remember where I put the saved one. Ooh, I do that way too often. I thought I'll put it in that door over there, but I put it somewhere safer. All right, carefully add 1 1/4 cups of boiling water. Stir carefully, close zipper, wait 5 minutes, stir again, reseal, let stand for 4 minutes. We're ready to roll. Well, I guess I'll be right back with that. I may be using that one. So here's the tear seal. Carefully tear the seal. Oxygen absorber. I'll put it back in this little plastic thing here. Try to wrap it up really well. Then I'm putting right here. I'm going to tuck it right here underneath the flashlight. So this will be at the hot water too. And stir and get ready to go. Well, let me see the comments, see what I missed. If anything at all. Very handy site for working out nutrition and things. Even the amino acids on nutrition data at self.com. Thank you, Miss Warren. Appreciate that. So I got 5 in chat right now. Been a little over half hour in. Got 5 thumbs up. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up, please do. If you haven't said hello, please do that. Today, besides nutrition talk and talking about Vertigo, we are going to make a mountain house. I am not affiliated with them whatsoever at this time. Obviously, with 4,400 subs, I am not important enough for them to even consider that. And they pretty much got enough advertising out there as it is. I'm going to do another minute. Let's make sure it's boiling. Get the old spoon of stirring. But Fairlife, on the other hand, probably should. So, you know, you probably can order it through Amazon, Miss Worm. They may or may not ship it to you. I know when I do my content, when I do my giveaways, which I'll be doing once I hit 5,000 subs, which actually probably will happen the way things are going in a couple months. One of the reasons I do a gift card is because it can be used anywhere. So usually one of the prizes is going to be a $25 gift card from Amazon. I know I can send it pretty much anywhere that has an internet and it can be used. Where when you're trying to mail things, if it's way out of there, it can't. I've looked at where my videos are being watched, and United States is only 25% of my watched videos, and it's like India, Uruguay, so Middle East countries, Great Britain, things like that. I was actually surprised that I do get that much watched in countries far, far, far away. Kind of cool. So everybody who's out there in those other countries that watch my videos, thank you. I appreciate it. Please continue to do so. One of the easiest ways to help this channel make money and grow is to like, subscribe, and share. And if you're bored, just fire up one of my playlists and just let it run in the background. I do that with the channels that I follow. All right, so reseal. Come on. And a lot of times when I'm doing live streams, like Rayman or the ones that will have a live stream and talk a long time like I will, but every now and then I'll pop out of the live stream and I'll pop back in and let those 15, 30-second ads run. And a lot of times during the live stream, I'll pop in and out about 4 or 5 times. So, they'll get 6 to 10 ads from me. And I know that helps them. Yeah, Mrs. Worm had to send me cash, quote unquote, via PayPal in the end. Yep. I know he gives away a lot of silver. And basically it's got to be the states that he can send it to. Otherwise, number one is very expensive, or number two, they'll never make it to you. So we'll do a shout out on the shows I do like. So Rudy, Alaskan Prepper, definitely. I enjoy his information. You can tell he really researches his subject well, but does encourage you to double check things. I also like it when he has his new recipes. Yeah, the pie cake is the one that the wife and I really enjoy. And then I've got 3 of the Duracell solar generator power sources because of his doing a video on it. And then also, I think Rabbit Coyote let me know that they were selling some refurbed ones for really cheap, which came in handy the last couple nights because we lost power twice during rainstorms, and it keeps the sump pump running, and it keeps the lights in the living room and keeps a lamp in the living room and a heater in the living room on, and it keeps one upstairs. So that might want to double check about international Amazon cards. I will do that. If not, then I guess PayPal. So they do have PayPal. Oh, timer time. So here I'm yakking and I need to have that timer. Actually, it was 4 minutes. So I probably better set up for 3. I probably yacked for almost a minute. Or is it 5? When in doubt, reread the instructions. 5 minutes. Okay. Now I'll set it for 3. Then re-stir and let it stand. So you can eat it right out of the package, but I'm always going to put it in a bowl so I can show you. The Alaskan Prepper is one I definitely follow. The other one I follow pretty much every morning is Prepper Nation, John, Go Beaverines. I try to catch him every morning when I can. And then Gray Man Prepping, I catch. And then the Angry Prepper /Truth/Fitness, I catch whenever I can. A lot of times I'm there saying hi to people, but I can't hear what's being said because at work, you got to wear earplugs and there's just a huge amount of background noise going, so it's kind of impossible. And of course, Alaskan Prepper does have the best mods because they have, just like I do, because we have the one and only Miss Worm. Never eat from the packet standards. Standards, darling, standards. I agree. Yeah, Angry Jason. So he cracks me up. Boy, he says just exactly what he feels. There's no editor there. So I enjoy listening to him. I've been following him for a while. So I'm a member on the Alaskan Prepper. I'm a member on the Gray Man Prepper Nurse One, the Angry Prepper, and Prepper Nation, and the Magic Prepper. So I do support the other channels too when I can. And a few of them I don't probably watch as much, but yeah, he was a hoot today. And the old red bandana, Mr. Rambo. But we're a fan of that Black Rifle coffee. And I'm not a big coffee drinker anyway. I was going to buy it just because, originally they had a really good advertisement and seemed like a really, really good patriotic place in that. And then both John covered it, Liberty Bell covered it, and a few others. And basically it came down to, I guess they went woke. It's still up in the air, but I can't understand a company that will sit there and make a statement to try to appease somebody who's not even buying their damn product. Yeah. I better go take care of them. So let me see. Timer's going to go off. I'm probably going to wait about another 30 seconds or so because I know it wasn't exactly at 5 minutes, but I don't think it's that important or imperative I'm exactly like. When I went to the store yesterday, because I asked Mrs. Scottish Fitness to pick up some Fairlife milk, and she picked up one. I drink one of these easily a day. So I picked up all they had left. They had two. So I grabbed them both. So that's one thing I'm finding is milk's getting a little thin, and quite a few times eggs have gotten thin in the stores. Now, I don't have to worry about eggs because I get them from my neighbor down the road. I also have a friend that raises chickens, and his chickens lay some monster ones. All right, so I stir it up, reseal. Now, this is a breakfast skillet. We'll see how it tastes compared to the biscuits and gravy. If you remember correctly, the biscuits and gravy I enjoyed very much. So I've already replaced the one that I ate. And then if I like this one, I'll replace it. If not, then I know not to buy that. Because basically what you're looking at is you'll eat anything when you're starving. The problem is the time you get to starving, you're already in trouble. You're weak. You don't have enough nutrients. You don't have enough protein support in the brain. You're eating something you don't enjoy. You're probably not going to eat enough of it. And you're going down a bad road. So you want to make sure that you buy things that you enjoy to eat. So you will eat them when you're hungry, not eat them when you're starving. There's a huge difference. There's about 3 to 4 days difference between being hungry and being starving. Remember, rule of 3 is 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Understand, if you're out of food for a week, you're already weak. All right, weak, W-E-A-K, and a week, W-E-E-K. Yeah, deserve from the nick and afraid. Poor decisions when starving. Yeah, very poor decisions. May not want to eat that bug, But if you get to the point where you're dehydrated, so 3 days, well, after 2 days, you're probably almost done for. So we can go a week without water. You can go 3 days, and then you're making poor decisions. You probably can't even get to a water source. And the same thing with food. You can go 3 weeks without food, but after a week, you're going to be very weak and going to be making poor decisions, as Randy said. So buy foods that you enjoy. Buy them in quantity when they're on sale. All right. Remember, a best buy date is not an expiration date as long as you keep them in a cool, dry area. The only thing that I find that really kind of does expire is something that has dairy in it. Not powdered milk, but things like concentrated, milk and things like that, which I like to use in my pancakes. But I find out they have kind of a short shelf life, so now I only buy them when I want them. Why do they always make food their last priority? Because it's too easy right now to go out and get food. And they have become accustomed to be able to walk to the store and buy those 3 or 4 items they want, but they'll drive across town to get a sale. So something's 50 cents cheaper. They'll drive, 8 miles to get to, and only buy very limited of it. And they spent more in gas than what they saved. So when I go to the store, even if I say I'm going for a few things, it's always a few things more. I went in for a few things yesterday, and $158 later, I left. Now I picked up some plants for the garden. I picked up some other preps and things. I picked up some Noreen cartridge for the waste sprinter because it seemed like it was a lot cheaper than what she paid for online. Yeah, dehydration danger still can creep up to you. So when I was in Boy Scouts, for 3 years, we did a paper drive and saved up money so we could go up to Epeley, Minnesota for a month. And oh my God, it was gorgeous up there. Borderline Lakes right by the Canadian border. And our water source was the lake. That's where we got all our water. And there was one of the kids thought that was icky and didn't drink. And we had to take him, to the hospital because of dehydration, which was silly because it was a full day on a canoe to get him to an area of things. So they canoed him back, to my dad and one of the other assistant scoutmasters. And then after they rehydrated with an IV and told me you need to drink water, they rented a motor for that canoe, realizing that they needed to be able to get to safety. They needed to. So let's put the food in there. So looking at it, it's definitely a skillet. So that's what it looks like. Oh, like a skillet. We'll let it cool down for just a minute or two, and then we'll see what it tastes like. I remember I did like the biscuits and gravy. But before you go out and you said, Mountain House, I'll grab 15 of them. I would highly suggest you do what I do and test it first and see if you like it. So here we go. Drum roll. So it tastes better than what it looks. But not nearly as good as the biscuits and gravy. So when I eat this, yes. But am I going to buy any more of it? No. To me, it's very bland tasting. Not enjoyable like the biscuits and gravy at all. And basically it's just, I'll eat it because my child, young man, you're going to stay there until you eat it. So, biscuits and gravy, yes. But, I mean, I wouldn't have to be starving to eat this. But then again, I wouldn't be looking forward to it. Yeah. I mean, they got all the right ingredients in there. I know if I made it, it tastes a lot better. Of course, I would have fried everything in bacon grease. So it's okay. It's not bad tasting until I put the ground pepper in it. It was just kind of boring. I guess that's how I would describe it. Now, different tastes. People with different tastes will feel different about it. And that's okay too. Remember to take your vitamins and minerals. Now the iron I only take every now and then. There's iron stores. So I take iron about 2 to 3 times a week. I do think I'm getting pretty good at it. My blood work came back, and hemoglobin and globin was all good. No, Mr. Warm, it's not that particularly wonderful. Is it filling? Yes. Did it hit the spot? Yeah, it went off to the side just a bit. But it has nutrition. Trust me, being in the Army, I ate worse. And not at the mess hall necessarily, because we have some pretty good mess halls. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for their support. Thank my core group, which you are my core group. I am making pretty much all the videos will be posted for the next week or two will be current. Needs bacon. I agree, Randy. It does need bacon. So my videos are going to be current. Probably going to be going to the gym and streamer more often. I might actually even cancel the one in Pontiac because I can't really do videos there because they got the music jamming all the time. And of course, YouTube is going to make me have to get rid of the music. So there I'll be working out and and I told you just see my mouth move. Sometimes those exercises need some verbal direction. As Mr. Runn's perked up after taking the extra vitamin B, that's great. That is good to hear. But I tell you, when you do have more energy, you do enjoy life more. And nothing's more true than when Einstein said it. Of course, he probably didn't mean it for the body, but an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. It goes true with the human body. If you are sitting there laying down and trying to rest all the time, your body will adjust to it and you will be very inactive, which is very unhealthy for you. If you're always doing things that are enjoyable, that stimulate the mind, that stimulate the blood and the muscles, nothing better than a perky hubby. You will definitely enjoy life more. That's what I say. Exercise and fitness is good for the mind, body, and soul. Because when you feel better about yourself, you feel better about everything else. And that's why my channel is about feeling better. I try to stay away from the negative stuff. I find myself not really watching the news anymore. It's not going to affect me anyway. No one's invading Cornell. Yep. Yeah, as a vegetarian, he does need. Nothing wrong with being a vegetarian. I like vegetables, but I also eat meat. But he does want to get more protein. Whether he's doing that with a soy, maybe he can get a soy-based protein and drink a shake every morning. That might help him. So, as a species, and it's my opinion, everybody can argue it, we are omnivores. Means we eat meat and vegetables. So I think an all meat diet is not healthy for you. I think an all vegetable diet not necessarily is good for you either. But do what you think is good for you. But if you do notice some things that you're lacking in, then you want to make the steps to correct that. Just like I'm doing more vegetables now. And that's the problem. Another problem when you're on a low protein diet, your mind does not operate as well as it should. Back in the 70s and 80s, the college campuses were being literally targeted by these cults. Reverend Moon was one of them. And what they'd do is they would look for young men and women that looked particularly unhappy for whatever damn reason it was and try to bring them in their fold. The first thing they would do is they would convince them to stop eating protein. And they would talk to them in groups of 2 or 3 of them. And you make you feel really good about yourself, but they would really tell you protein was bad because a brain that does not have enough protein to operate is weak-willed and open to suggestion. And the next thing you know, these kids are sitting at the airports handing out flyers and collecting money. And the only person that benefited was Reverend Moon over there in Korea, becoming very wealthy. I haven't heard lately that they are. The only thing I see come out in the news every now and then is Scientology, which attracted a lot of people in the entertainment industry and stuff like that. I remember reading a book called Battlefield Earth, and a very enjoyable book. I liked it. By Mario Hubbard, I believe it was. You better double check that. But another book came out called Dynamics. And I was going to buy it. My buddy Robert said, don't buy it. I go, why? Because it's not a science fiction book. It's a cult book. That was a book about getting people into Scientology. Of course, you hear about the pros and cons about it, and I don't care. I'm not in it. But I think anytime that they're putting restrictions on you, too many restrictions, that's anything, probably not a good thing. I can eat it. I'm hungry. My body's crying for nutrition. So I'm working out again. I'm at work. I'm getting a great workout. I'm always picking up everything and putting them down. Yeah, the Hare Krishnas. I don't think so. I remember those. You ever watched the movie Airplane? They make fun of that. Well, as I was at work, I was picking up some of the heavier grades, and I was stretching out. I was doing triceps, and I was stretching out the shoulders, and one of the maintenance guys said, the young man was training me, well, I don't want to ever give him a hard time. I can't even pick that up. So I know I'm going to get a lot of arm and shoulder work at work. Yeah. One thing I tell you about religion is don't confuse religion with faith. Two different things. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I think a lot of it's beneficial. I go to church. Last Sunday at church, I really had a moment. I was thinking about my best friend who we said farewell to the week before. And that was going through me the whole time. To the point I actually wrote a poem and posted it on Facebook. That was a healing moment for me. So, I still recommend it. I also recommend that you just be good to each other, but also look out for yourself, because there are people out there that have evil in mind. I had an NFL football player I used to work out with. Great guy. And he asked me, well, he doesn't own a gun. He said, I could never shoot anybody. He goes, how about you? I said, I'd have no problem if they broke into my house and were threatening my wife or kids. Wouldn't hesitate. Because how could you do it? I didn't invite him in. I didn't ask him to come in. And I actually see my role as the father, as the protector. I also taught my kids and wife how to protect themselves too. But my feeling is if somebody comes into your property, brings into your house, something's wrong with them. And I'm not going to sit there and hesitate. So I feel it's my responsibility to provide security for my family the best I can. Because relying on law enforcement is silly. And law enforcement is there to investigate the crime. The crime has already happened. Rarely do they prevent the crime. And that's my spiel on that. That's one of the things I do have an opinion on. But feel free to agree or disagree. As is your right. So I was able to eat this. But no, I won't buy it again. Just no flavor. Where the biscuits and gravy had flavor. Too much Tarzan. Well, my dad was in two wars, World War II and the Korean War. He taught my brothers and I about age 6, how to shoot, gun safety, self-defense when we got a little bit older. And then I went further into that. So when my kids were young, about 6 years old, I introduced them to firearms. I had a little cub size 22 rifle. I'd have them shoot under direct supervision. And as they got the older, I trained them to shoot pistols and rifles and shotguns. The point where they're pretty proficient. But I remember when my youngest was about 11 years old, and we had a football game with the older brother. And one of the fathers says, "Well, when do you think you'll teach your daughter how to shoot?" And I said she's been shooting with me ever since she was 6 years old. He goes, "Oh, a little 22?" I said, "Nah." I said, she prefers the 9mm or 357 Magnums. And she's like, she wasn't a big girl, but I trained her proper technique. She can shoot my 44 mags easily. So that was kind of funny. And then I'd have other people say, "Well, I would never teach my kids about that." And I said, "Well, then you're doing us a favor. You should teach them that just in case they come across one, they know how to safely deal with it." So that's why I'm still on Second Amendment, which we have here and will defend. So that was breakfast. It was filling. It met the need. It gave me the nutritional value that I should have. Was it enjoyable? Not necessarily. So on the Mountain House breakfast skillet, I give it a C. Where on the biscuits and gravy, I gave it a B+. And A would be my own home cooking, which would be tough to beat. Hey, runner boy. Yeah, I know you basically can't even have a knife anymore. I feel sorry for you on that because, disarming lawful citizens does not protect lawful citizens. Just, hey, Okie Con, glad you made it. Oh, so where's the storm coming from, Okie Cons? Are you out in Missouri? It's basically everything Missouri gets, I get the next day. Yeah, as Randy knows and warns me about. I actually got so much rain the other day, my garden did have puddles. Even though I rototilled it up and that. Now it's already soaked everything up. And then I think I demonstrated the use of, I don't know if it was in the UK, but boy, here in the States, he's handing these babies out like candy. I had the lady that gave me the discount on the tuna was using a bag for every 2 items. I said, these bags, I know they're weak, but they're a little stronger than that, and I can lift it. So if it can fit in the bag, I can pick it up. My hint was I didn't want to have, this is how many bags I got from one trip. There are probably 15 bags in there that would have fit in 2 grocery sacks. So I think I'm going to have to start carrying I have some cloth bags that I used to carry in the car. I'm going to throw them back in there because this is irritable. But if you take one of these bags and you tie it around your foot, whether you have a shoe on or not, you literally can walk out in the mud and come back, and it does not stick to this. So you're not sitting there walking out with 1 pound shoes and coming back with 3 pound shoes. So that's the only thing I carry these. Is when it's too wet, but I need to get out in the garden to do some things, to pick vegetables mostly. I wrap these over my feet, 1 each, and I can literally walk on mud. I don't remember how I found out about that. It might have been the wife told me or something, but that was actually quite handy. So I've been in a little more an hour to chat. I do need to run to the Yale post office for cleaning the kitty box. There you go. Yeah, there's a lot of good use. I use it for, throwing away small things. A lot of times I use it for the liner for the smaller waste baskets, and then I can just get rid of them easier that way. I mean, they're free. I hate just to throw them away. They used to have a place where you could put them in there for recycling, but now when the Charlie 19 came, they stopped doing that, which was kind of silly because we would do that, and we, then you had a place where it got recycled, and maybe they make a bench out of it. But kind of just like you, I usually have a couple hundred of those in reserve, and during the summer I'll use quite a few of them. As you want to start cleaning up areas of the house and that, they come in handy. So yeah, hour and 15 in chat. I need to run to the post office while they're still open and mail out those packages. So I got my shirt that I wrapped up for Desmond, sent it out to him out in North Carolina. I sold a bunch of these shirts in the gym. I've sold 7 or 8 of them already. So I have to mail out the check to the lady because I drove out there to pick them up and wrote her a check, and I forgot to sign it. It was kind of doofus on my part. He said, well, can you run back out and sign it? And I said, listen, just tear up the check. It will be in the mail. It will cost me 60 cents to send to you. I will spend $5 in gas going out there. And I don't really have a need to be out there. So, hey, what's up? Thanks for joining in at the end and that. So go ahead and rewatch it. I think we had a pretty good chat. We talked about the different types of tunas. I compared 8 different cans on nutritional value and which one was the winner, depending if you wanted nutrition or if you wanted to sit there and lose weight. So pretty much agreed the yellowfin was best for nutrition, and the solid white albacore bumblebee was the best for losing weight. Talked about the benefits of eating the vegetables and the nutrition on that. We did the Mountain House breakfast skillet. Go ahead and rewatch that, see how that went. Remember, the best way to support this channel, the easiest way anyway, is to let those ads run. And, feel free to run some of my playlists in the background. I made one called Short, so I get a lot of views off of that. Generally only run the playlist once. I don't think it counts if you run it a second time. But if you could do that, that would help the channel also. Memberships are a great way to help the channel. Super chats and that for the Kitty Fund. But otherwise, I'm at 4,400 plus subscribers. When I hit 5,000, we'll have a live stream giveaway. Probably like one shirt and then probably a gift card. Or is it somebody in a red hat? Yeah. So, thanks for the thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. If you're coming in late, please rewatch them. And I will see you all. I'm not sure if I'll have one tomorrow or not. I was supposed to go see the doctor, but then again, that got messed up. So I got to call them and figure out what's going on. And everybody have a great weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend here. So for all your mothers out there, have a wonderful time. And hopefully your kids will do something extra special for you. So John MacBean with Scottish Fitness. I am out. Everybody enjoy your day.